Hello, dear friends. This is lesson number 71 in the series of British literature, and this is part 3 of our discussion on Francis Bacon. In the previous video, we discussed Institutio Magna and the advancement of learning. And now we have his most important work, that is New Atlantis. And this work was published in the year 1627 or so. Now, this work, New Atlantis, it is first incomplete and it is modeled on Utopia. You remember Utopia? It is written by Thomas More. Utopia, an imaginary land, very ideal space, and ideal place, I should say. So, Utopia based novel. This is Utopia, remember, written by Thomas More. It was first written in Latin. Okay, so this novel discovers a mythical island. So remember, this is a novel and it discovers mythical island. Now, what is mythical island? Mythical means something that is uh, that people are hearing from ages. May not be practically or realistically possible, but there is a place. Name of the place is imaginary place, that is Ben Salem, not the real one, Ben Salem. And this Ben Salem is modeled on a realistic place, that is Bethlehem. Bethlehem. Now, Bethlehem is the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. He was born in Bethlehem. So by that name we have imaginary place name, that is Ben Salem, in this work. And Ben Salem, for that we have several uh, words or phrases used in this work. Land of unknown, God's bosom, Son of peace, land of peace. So these are the words used for Ben Salem. Now, what happens in this work? Uh, as a story, in this work, we see uh, European travelers. There are European travelers, they are going by their boat, and suddenly they lost their way in the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean. They lost there, and by the time they reach near Peru, remember Peru, in the world geographical map you can find Peru where it is, and then they are making prayers or beseeching to the God for their safety. And then they reach the island of Ben Salem. So people lost in the sea, in the ocean, and then they are praying to God, and then they are reaching to this place, Ben Salem. And by reaching there, they find humanity in the people and the kindness of the people of this place. Possibly they are Christians, because this work is promoting the idea of Christianity. So there we see Apostle Saint Bartholomew. So this name you will see in several works as well in the future. Bartholomew. Yeah, Bartholomew, sorry, I should say Bartholomew. So this is also a name of a saint. So that appear with a miracle in that place, and he is having a copy of Bible, a letter, and he is appearing after the ascensions of Jesus Christ. So this word, okay, you can take its pronunciation in whatever way. Ascension, maybe, okay, of Jesus Christ. So now what is ascension? Ascension means when Jesus Christ left the earth and he moved towards the heaven. So he was achieving new heights, glory. So that is called ascension of Jesus Christ. So this is also shown in this work. And we have the appearance of Bartholomew, that is a saint. Okay, so this work talks about the experience of European travelers and their experience in the island of Bensalem and how it is working or how the things are going. You remember in Utopia? In Utopia, we see that the writer Thomas More is explaining how that ideal place is working, how the people are managing, why there are no issues of property or of any kind of crime. So same way in Bensalem, the writer is observing that how it is functioning so properly and without any, you can say there are no sorrows or woes in the people. So after that, the people, the traveler, they return to their country. So it is all about their experience. So remember, New Atlantis is about the experience of travelers in an imaginary place that is Bensalem. And this work, New Atlantis, inspired the formation of Royal Society. Now, what is a Royal Society in England? Royal Society is the group of scholars who do research and they get money or fund by the government, by the king, and they are doing research for the country. So this is all about New Atlantis. And now we have his essays. His essays, there are number of essays, and I wish that I should be able to complete at least the selected ones. Okay, there are not too many questions from these essays, but for knowledge sake, for the sake of interest, I feel that these essays are very, very knowledgeable and worth reading. So, first, these essays they were published in the year 1597. That time there were only 10 essays. Then came the second edition of these essays, and then it was published in the year 1612. The second edition of these essays. First edition in the 1597, 10 essays, then number of essays increased, 38 in the edition of 1612. The second edition in 1612. And after that we have the third edition. In that edition, we see the number of essays are going up to 59. So these are the three, you can say, versions or the different uh, editions of these essays written by Francis Bacon. The first At first, these essays were written in English. You remember, Francis Bacon is the father of English essays. So it is originally written in English and then they are translated into French and Italian. And it all happened during the lifetime of Francis Bacon. So the full title of these essays now, religious meditation, places of persuasion and dissuasion, seen and allowed. This is the title of the first edition. Okay, the words are may not be of modern English, that is why persuasion, dissuasions, seen. These words are not genuine one these days. And the title of the third uh, edition that was published in the year 1625, it is Essays or Counsels. civil and moral. So the spellings you may find somewhere a little different, but these are just awkward ones as it was in the Old English, or somewhere the impact of the Latin or other languages. So it was published in their third edition, 1625. Now the first foremost essay that I find very interesting, that is of the name is Of Studies. Of Studies. So this essay is based on studies. What is study, or what is the importance of study? This is he talks about, and I believe that you would find his views are quite optimum. You cannot find better views than this. And remember, these views are given way back in the 16th century. So it was published in the year 1597 in the first edition, and later it was enlarged in the third edition. So what he says? He simply says that you should educate the people. If you want to help the people, you should educate them, you should teach them, and do not give money. Don't invest money in food, invest the money in teaching something so that the people may learn and then learn to earn for himself. So there is a famous quote like, don't catch fish for anybody, make them learn to catch the fish. So simply help the people how to earn. So importance of study, it has very great importance in individual's life, and application of knowledge and in practical life, that is very important. Now purpose. With the study, what are the purpose there? It gives a delight, it ornaments the life, it improves the ability. And well studied man, the person who has studied, can easily or can well execute his plans. He can expertise the life, and he can live a healthy and stable life. And reading makes a full man. So there is a quote in this work, we can take it as Hanj. Yes, so it is reading makes a full man. Conference to ready man. Yeah, conference, a ready man. Okay, a ready man. So conference makes a ready man, and then writing makes an exact man. So this is the quote given here. Further, he says that we people, not only the books, we can also learn from nature, from the surroundings, and it is like a medicine to human mind, because medicine can cure our health, same way books can cure our mind. One more quote is there. All these quotes are very, I think, interesting ones. He says, some books are only meant to be tasted. Some books are only meant to be tasted. Some are to swallow, and other are meant for chewing and digesting. So simply he is rating the books. Some are ordinary books, some are better, and some are the best ones. And in the concluding lines, we have these words: study asserts the individual in removing the defects of his mind, as every problem of human mind carries special importance for individual and the world. So with the study, we can cure our mind, we can remove the defects of our mind. Some other quotes are also there. I just like to recite them. Okay, if there is any explanation required, I will definitely give. Study serve delight for ornament and ability. To spend too much time in studies is sloth, to use them too much for ornament is affectations. So somewhere he is also criticizing if we go too much into the study, so it makes us lazy. So he says that we should not study for prolonged period. So we should study but not for very prolonged period. One more quote is there: crafty men condemn studies, simple men admire, and wise men use them. So wise people use study. Further, read not to contradict. Read not to contradict and confute, nor to believe and take for granted, nor to find talking and discourse, but weigh and consider. One more: reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. And the last one: distilled books are like distilled water. So books are somewhat like water. If the water is still, it is not worthy for drinking. Same way, if the books are still, they are not worthy for reading. So after this, essay on marriage and single life. The next one on marriage, of marriage you can also say, and single life. It was published in the second edition in 1612 and enlarged in the third edition, that is 1625. Here he discusses the merits and demerits of marriage and single life. So what he says: the burden of wife and children prevent from performing greater things, good or evil. So he is somewhere criticizing that married men, they find it hard to perform big things because they have the burden of their families. So he says that never take the risk and responsibility of wife and children. So he is somewhere going against the marriage. And further he says that childless or unmarried men, they are very helpful for the society, and because they don't have any burden and they have affections for the public, because once the man is married he has more affection for his family, but if he is unmarried he has more affections for his for the public. And further he says that some unmarried men prefer riches than children, because unmarried person or man, he prefers money, riches, not the children, and also freedom, and also they are selfish and intolerant, the people who are unmarried. And he also praises the single person or unmarried. They are good employers, good friends, they are subordinate, they may not be good citizens. So he is saying that married people may not, or married man or married men, they are they have the burden, but unmarried ones are good, can be good friends or good employers. They may not be good citizen. So married ones can be good citizen. Then he takes the three cases. Clergyman, a religious man, he says uh, any clergyman has to be single for serving others. And then he talks about judges, and judges also has to be the person who are in administration, they have to be single, they need not any wife. Soldiers, now what he thinks of soldiers: he says soldiers should be married, because War cannot do good to the society. If soldiers are married, they will think of their family and children. They will try to avoid the war. This is how they can do better. So he recommends clergymen and judges to be single and soldiers to be married. And then he talks about the qualities. Married men are kind, unmarried are cruel. Married are having charity, and unmarried they do not donate money. And then he quote one more thing. If a wife thinks her husband to be wise, he is loyal. If husband is jealous, wife never respects him. So wife respect her husband obviously, and if her husband is jealous, then she does not give him any respect. Okay, so these are just views, and we need not write anything special about them. One anti-feminist quote, he says, wives are young men's mistress. So this is a negative remark. Wives are young men's mistress and companion for middle-ager and nurses to old men. So this is quite against the feminism. So this is all about his second essay that we take. Okay, one more quote if you would like to take. He that hath wife and children hath given hostages to fortune. And one more, a young man, not yet an elder man, not at all, on the question of when to marry. So this is quite remarkable. Young man, not yet. So he is not saying that young man should marry. An elder man, not at all. So if there is any elder person or old man, he should not marry. This is the thing he answered. So these are the two essays and one work that we discussed. So now we see any question from the previous year paper. In the previous years, one question we see from New Atlantis. Francis Bacon's New Atlantis is about utopian state called. So what is the name of that utopian state? So pretty simple, Ben Salem. It is modeled on Bethlehem where Jesus Christ was born. So that's it for this lesson or lecture. In the next video we shall try to have more about his essays, the remaining topics like on traveling and on friendship, education, on great places. So we shall try to have one more video on Francis Bacon. So in this video we discussed first New Atlantis. Just remember it is modeled on Utopia, that is written by Thomas More, and also about this place Ben Salem. Okay, so thank you and have a very nice day.